This is a beginner class. Some of you guys might have a hard time with more sophisticated setup. That's just to get into that pit stop position so we can focus on our finishing mechanics. Remember, we got to cut that angle. If you're having a hard time actually getting the triangle, right, getting that ankle into that knee pit, problem probably is you're not cutting enough of an angle. Okay, so that's gonna be the first thing to think about here. Okay, so a lot of us can get here just fine, remembering to keep that shin here, right? If I don't cut a great enough angle, you might end up like this, right? And this can spell trouble for you. You might start putting a lot of pressure on your own ankle here. You really don't want that to happen, okay? And that's another reason why we flare our ankles, not just to make it tighter, so that this connection happens here and not here, okay? It's subtle, but I guarantee you if someone's fighting you, this might end up getting really tender after a while, okay? So really cut that angle. We can use this, we can use this, we can use our partner's hip to cut that angle real well, okay? Another thing someone asked me is about this arm. What do we want this arm to be doing while we're doing this triangle, okay? And I have a philosophy on this. If the person has even just medium-sized shoulders, okay, it's not necessarily that important, in my opinion. He can try to hide this arm here, and I can still get this, okay? If someone has very, very small shoulders, Sheila, can I use you? If someone has very small shoulders, okay, her hiding this shoulder, making this shoulder big even, okay, this might happen, and it might be very difficult to get this choke on her. Even if I'm cutting this angle, okay, look at that, she can hang. Oh, tap a little bit. So, really, you want this arm here if that becomes a problem, okay? For most people, in my opinion, they don't have to deal with this, okay? If your legs are very long and your partner's shoulders are very small, right? This might be an issue that you have to come up with, right? Extend my hips out, bring the arm across here, and we cut this angle, okay? So, if you find yourself getting hyper fixated on it while we're drilling today, don't, right? It's probably not gonna end up needing to be addressed. But let's talk about a better setup, okay? So like I said, most people aren't just gonna let me grab their wrists and just manipulate it like this and have me posture them, break down their posture like so. So instead what we're gonna do, we're gonna work a little non-stop. So we're taking knife hands and we're going underneath our partner's wrists here, and we're gonna use our hips to kind of disrupt his connection here to either my hips or my ribs here, okay? As I do that, I'm gonna meet him halfway as I try to pull him down. So we're kind of meeting in the middle here, okay? Boom, here. And this is what I'm looking for, okay? I'm going collar tie on one side, and I'm going overhook on the other side, okay? From here, I have really good control over him. Once again, the name of the game is breaking down his posture. And he might try to posture back up here, pull him back down, okay? But I'm trying to keep his posture. Good gooseneck here with my wrist on his head. Nice deep collar tied. I'm clamping down on my elbow so we can't just limp arm out, okay? And from here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get to my side, okay? I'm gonna turn towards my collar tie. I'm gonna bring my leg up high. Up here, I'm squared up. I'm gonna get to my side. Bring my leg up high here, and then my opposite leg, I'm gonna bring my knee to my heel, okay? And I still wanna control his posture here, because once again, he still might be trying to get up, and I don't wanna give him any space for that to happen, okay? And I'm clamping down with both my legs, or excuse me, clamping down with my top leg, clamping up with my bottom leg here. This is our pyramid position, and we got an overhook here on my left side, okay? So, if it looks like I'm doing something that requires a lot of flexibility, it doesn't, okay? If I try to do this flat on my back, It certainly will require a lot of flexibility. That's why I really want you guys to emphasize getting on your side. Okay? So when I get here, if I try to do this here, this is going to be very, very difficult. I can't even bring my heel to his shoulder, to my side. Look at that. I'm looking in that direction completely. Okay? And then bring this. Way easier. Bottom leg, knee comes to the heel, and I'm clamping upwards here. Okay? So that's the first part of this setup here. Okay? Now, he's probably going to start fighting this knee immediately. Okay? Because he senses what's happening here. He sees the one arm in, he sees the one arm out. Okay? I want to start attacking that wrist here. I'm going to go palm away from me, and I'm grabbing here, and I want to clamp my elbow in here too tight. Give me some rigidity. Sebastian, here, boom. Right? He's gonna try to fight this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna extend my legs away, boom, and then bring my legs back. So he has connection here. Grab that wrist, extend away, bring it back. Foot on the hip, boom here, and look at this position. Doesn't it look familiar? Right to our pit stop. Okay, we forced the one arm in and one arm out in a little more sophisticated manner. And then we just go back to our finishing mechanics. Grab the shin, foot on the hip, cut the angle, lock the legs, engage the ankles, close the shutters. Okay, the only thing we're changing now is the beginning. Making it a little more sophisticated. So, from the top, we're going non-stop knife hands here. Boom, meeting them halfway, collar tie, overhook, bring them down. Get to my side. If you have a hard time shrimping here, you can always put your foot to the mat and shrimp here like that. If you're a little more advanced, you could just use your partner to shrimp away. Boom. Leg comes up high in the back. Heel in front of his shoulder. My knee comes to my own heel. He fights me here. I grab the wrist with my palm away from me. Boom. Elbow tucked in here. I extend it all the way. I bring it back. Foot. Foot goes on the bicep, boom here to our pit stop, control the posture, and then we go to our finishing mechanics. So that's our pyramid setup for our triangle. Make sense, guys? If that totally blew your mind, if you're brand new, just work on that first setup and work on your finishing mechanics, right? If you can't finish, if that was too much, right, just work on that for now. If you can handle that, let's move on to that. Any questions, guys? Yes, sir. Everything. I'm extending everything. Right? Here, from here. Extend. Right? Does that make sense? Here, he's glued to me, right? We're all glued together. Extend everything away. And then when I bring him back in, I'm just bringing back his shoulders, where the arm stays away. So I have this space. Make sense? Yeah. Anyone else, guys? Cool, let's hit it. 1, 2.